Broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Here's your host, Andrew Romanella.
Okay? Like, just get the hell out of here. Nobody cares what you think if you're not a Mets fan.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into a Friday edition of The Rome Show, broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm your host, Andrew Romanella, and I got you for about 15 or 20 minutes before we head out of here and head to practice. You want to get in on the action? Head to youtube.com/The Romanellas. That's youtube.com/The Romanellas. Hit that subscribe button. You can get all the content from The Romanellas, Twitter, X, and Instagram. The Rome Show 1, that is The Rome Show, then the number 1, Facebook.com/The Rome Show. If you don't have any of those, or you want to listen in a different environment, The Rome Show podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. We got Olympics, as we do the next 2 weeks, Major League Baseball's automated balls and strike system, as well as what you watching coming up this weekend. Let's get it started in the Olympics with an update from Italy. As yesterday, some more medals were handed out. First and foremost for the United States, Chloe Kim, the elite level snowboarder for Team USA. She picks up a silver medal in women's half pipe. She actually is the gold medal winner from 2018 as well as 2022. Chloe Kim, probably the best snowboarder in the world right now. The 21-year-old, 22-year-old, something like that, tore her labrum or something in her shoulder about a month leading up to these Olympic Games. So the fact that Chloe Kim not only medaled, but finished in second place, and the girl from Japan who won needed to have like her best run ever in her lifetime to beat her, is unbelievably impressive. So now 3 straight Olympics in the women's half pipe, Chloe Kim has ended up on the stand. Just think about that for a quick second. That's what these Olympic athletes do. They work so hard. They train so much for 2 qualifying runs down the half pipe. And if you're top 16 or 12, then you get 2 runs, 3 runs maybe down the half pipe in the final. And that's it. You work 4 years of your life. I mean, it's truthfully, you work your entire life. But if you just break it down to the singular Olympics, it's a 4-year marathon to get to the Olympics. And you get 5 runs. Maybe. You're guaranteed 2. You get 5 if you make it to the final round. So if you tear your labrum, you get hurt leading up to it, you get hurt during it, you're going to do everything in your power to perform. And Chloe Kim did that, and she did it at a high level. Someone else that did that for Team USA that deserves their praise is cross-country skier Jessie Diggins. All right, she was in the 10K interval and hurt her rib, okay? And that was, I think, 2 days into being at the Olympics, all right? Hurts her leg, or ribs, excuse me, and then finds a way to finish bronze with essentially as close to broken ribs as possible. She talked yesterday about how hard it was to compete. I mean, think about alone the sanctity and the idea of cross-country skiing, okay? I don't know if you've ever been skiing before. I am a snowboarder now, but I started my life as a skier. I would never, ever, ever ski again just because of how uncomfortable the boots are. The boots on skis are so uncomfortable that would make me never want to ski again alone. Let alone the fact that these people are actually skating on skis across the country, miles in snow. I don't understand how one gets into this sport. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't understand how the sport's even fun, but nonetheless, painful when you're 100% healthy. I could not imagine doing a 10K on skis with nearly broken ribs. Shout out to Jessie Diggins for finishing with a bronze medal. And oh, by the way, she's also 34 years old. So this could be her last Olympics. She said after that she is the happiest bronze medal winner in the world. Men's hockey played their first contest yesterday, and they took on Latvia as the men's hockey tournament got itself started. And boy, was it a great victory for Team USA. Brock Nelson led the way. He had 2 goals. Tage Thompson and Austin Matthews each added a goal apiece. And Matthew Tkachuk led the way with 2 assists. The United States won that game 5-1. It was a team victory for Team USA. You know, you put the best players in the world together on one ice, like USA, like Canada, Sweden, right? Obviously, you're going to see some hockey that's like, oh my God, this is next level. But there were moments, and I can't wait to see this tested against the better and the better countries. No disrespect to Latvia, okay? But there were moments in this hockey game for Team USA where they were like, this is the best hockey I've ever seen in my life. I retweeted a video. All right, check it out. I believe it is the first or second goal of the game. It's like 5 different passes. 2 Hughes brothers get in on the action, the puck movement, the vision. It's not often you put the best players. You put up the best players in the world on one team. It doesn't always work out to be the best team game. It doesn't always work out that the best team because of talent becomes the best team overall. Those 2 things do not equate. Great talent and being a great team do not go hand in hand. You have to work at the talent and you have to work at the team. Well, this Team USA hockey team, which again, only 1 game sample size against like the 7th best country in the world, but this Team USA hockey team in game number 1 of the Milan Cortina Olympics played some really good hockey, really good team win. And as Rocky said in the middle of the week, just go to the podcast, the Rome Show podcast. Rocky said, best goaltending in the tournament goes to Team USA. So if the people in front of Helly Buck are going to play that well, it's going to be a good tournament for Team USA. Your first what you're watching over the weekend is game number 2 for that aforementioned Team USA team. The men will take on Denmark. That is going to be on Valentine's Day, so Saturday, and that game will be a 3:10 p.m. start as men's hockey looks to go 2-0. What you watching in the Olympics tournament through their first 2 games. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we talk Major League Baseball and the automated balls and strikes system, which is a huge change going into the 2026 season. Plus, we have some more what you watching for the people to get them ready for the weekend. It's Andrew Romanella. It's the Rome Show. It's a Fry. Yay! And we're back after this.
What is one thing every great leader has in common? They challenge their people to not stop at the first right answer. Tighten the Lug Nuts is a leadership book that will teach you how to move past the first right answer with entertaining and detailed examples founded in real-world concepts and experiences. Accelerate towards your professional goals with Tighten the Lug Nuts, one of the best leadership books available.
Yeah. Welcome back into the Rome Show on a Friday, February 13th, 2026. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. How about them apples? It took me 12 and a half minutes into being on this radio show to realize that it is Friday the 13th. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, there's a lot of people out there that believe in that stuff. I'm sure the scary movies don't help. Friday the 13th, not supposed to be a good day. You know what I'm feeling, though? I'm feeling like it's a great day because you turned into the Rome Show on youtube.com/the Romanellas, Twitter X, the Rome Show 1, and facebook.com/the Rome Show. And I appreciate you for that. The Rome Show podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Major League Baseball has been going through some changes in the last 8 to 10 years. Okay. There was for a long time a steady decline in the interest in the game of Major League Baseball. For a minute, baseball was crashing from a popularity standpoint at a rapid rate. And much like every other sport that exists, the game had to look itself in the mirror and make some decisions. Are we going to stay traditionalist? Are we going to stay with the morals and the values of our ancestors that invented the game? Or are we going to look to evolve, as every sport around us has, so that we can continue to entertain and engage our fans in a way that keeps them wanting to come back for more? This conversation has been Major League Baseball for, like I just said, at least the last decade. And as we've mentioned before on this show, the Rome Show podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, whatever, as we've mentioned on this show before, the changes have worked for Major League Baseball. And this year, quite possibly the largest change is happening. And that is the automated balls and strike system, or ABS, to those liking to use abbreviations at home. The automated balls and strike system is designed to give every team during the 9 innings of play, not including extra innings, just the 9 innings of play. It gives every team at least 2 opportunities to challenge a ball or a strike call. And that challenge must be initiated by pitcher, catcher, or batter in the offensive case. You cannot have a coach screaming from the bench, "I want to challenge that." Got to come from the player in the box. Now, 9 innings worth of baseball, 27 outs to be recorded, roughly on an average game. 36 to 45 hitters step up to the plate. So the first conversation about the ABS system is actually going to be less about the system and more about how it gets used. Because if you only have 2 opportunities to challenge a ball and a strike, you better be choosing the right opportunities to be challenging that ball and a strike. Furthermore, you better have the clout to back up the fact that you just challenged that ball or strike. I'm going to guess that if you're a manager of a Major League Baseball team with this rule in place during the 2026 season, you're going to put some serious limitations on who and what can even entertain this. I would think Aaron Judge probably gets one of those two for himself, right? Like, hey, Aaron, maybe we try to not use it in the first 4 innings unless it's like egregious and we need it. But you got one, and I'll decide the rest of the game who I'm going to tell going up there, hey, you got this. Or since the challenge has to happen within a certain amount of seconds after the pitch is thrown, I think it's 5. Is there a sign? Player turns to the dugout. I tap my nose 3 times. We got to challenge this thing. Let's roll. Something's going to have to be in place for each team. Or there's going to have to be rules from manager to player. Hey, you ain't doing this. You have no Cy Youngs. You have no MVPs. You have not hit 300 in this league, whatever the case is. I am the most curious about how teams utilize their 2 challenges over the actual system itself. Some rules on the system, outside of the fact that the player, the coach, or the pitcher has to initiate the ABS system. You are only allowed 1 ABS challenge in extra innings. So if a team has not used their ball strike challenge heading into the 10th inning of play, they don't get a third. The 2 that they didn't use during the first 9 innings do not roll over into extra innings. This is not AT&T. We are not rolling our minutes over. You either use your 2 ABSs in innings 1 through 9, or you only get 1 in extra innings. The umpire, this rule was passed yesterday, the umpire has the opportunity to change the result of the play if ABS is challenged on a ball in play or whatever. So, for example, ball gets thrown, okay? Hit into, it's ball 4, but the catcher doesn't catch it because of him wanting to challenge something and not catching it. The runner advances. The umpire can actually put that runner back. So, for some reason, the potential of a challenge on the ball and the strike happen, and a result happens. So they throw a ball. It's called a ball. Guy goes to first base. It's a pass ball, and the runner scores. But then they challenge, and that pass ball is actually a strike. Okay? The umpire, based on that, can say, well, if this would have been called a strike, the catcher would have put effort into going to get that baseball back there. Therefore, that wouldn't have been a run scored. I can put that runner back at third base. So some interesting scenarios are definitely going to come out of that. No challenge when a position player is pitching. I freaking love that one. When you get to that crap moment late in the game, teams getting slaughtered, they throw their shortstop out there. What a joke to watch. Good. Can't challenge that. How about this one? Major League Baseball is creating a strike zone for every player, meaning they're analyzing the height of my swing and my stance so that my ABS strike zone plays significantly more like my body and as it should play than necessarily the strike zone of Aaron Judge. Because if Aaron Judge is sitting there at 6'5", 6'6", his strike zone location, let alone size, is significantly different than Jose Altuve sitting there at 5'6". So Major League Baseball has been putting the work in to make sure that the ABS strike zone lines up with the size of the batter, making it as realistic as possible. And finally, ABS review and replay assisted review on the plays going on in the field can happen on the same play. So it could get nutty out there, ladies and gentlemen. We could be having an ABS challenge, which is happening way quicker, obviously, and then the actual replay challenge, and then the moment of the umpires having to figure out, okay, where are we at now? I'm going to equate it to when we're watching a play in football, and we're like, oh, this is almost most definitely coming back. This is a fumble. Oh, incomplete pass. And then, like, okay, well, this is clear and obvious for Andrew sitting on his couch. Why is it not clear and obvious for the officials? Why is he still underneath the Microsoft tablet hood checking out this play? And it's because they're figuring out how much time's on the clock. And I think that's going to be a lot of these reviews now for baseball. Like, you're going to know the ABS and you're going to get in there, you're going to review it, and you're like, all right, here we go. This is fire. We know that this call needs to be overturned, but we got two guys on base, and that was supposed to be a strikeout, but it's not a strikeout. Those are the things that you don't have an answer on how they're going to be handled. You don't have an answer on what it's going to look like. And those are the things that could piss people off, slow the game down. But nonetheless, anytime you introduce technology into a sports event, there are going to be bugs and fixes that need to happen. But the bottom line is Major League Baseball is continuing to try to reinvent their game so that, A, the competition is as fair as it should be. The players have as much control as they feel like they need. But at the same time, you're not losing the integrity of the game, which makes baseball baseball, which has also made baseball so popular over the last 150 years. Got to mesh the two. And I think ABS is the perfect example of meshing the two. I mean it honestly. I am the most curious about how
Thank you for listening.
what you're watching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you one already. It's men's hockey versus Denmark, 3:10 Saturday. I got men's single figure skating. Got to check out the Quad God. That's today at 1 p.m. as he goes for the individual medal. Speed skating. I love it. Ridiculous. They go so fast. 10,000 meter. That happens today at 10 a.m. And then women's hockey, baby. Quarterfinals. Looking to make a run at the gold medal. We might not have to face Canada until we get to the gold medal game if we handle our biz. But USA hockey versus Germany, quarterfinals, Sunday, 3:10 p.m. That is what you're watching. And that's the Rome Show, not just for the day, but for the entire week. I am Andrew Romanella. Thank you so much to those who tune in. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of the show. I saw a good one on my way out. Sam Castillo writes in, roll clones. Hell yeah, Sam. Roll clones is right. I'm going to go get the boys better at baseball. You have an electric weekend. Until Monday, this is Andrew Romanella saying peace.
Thank you for listening.